できた。葉っぱの式紙の完成だ。
The world of magic is a fascinating one, isn't it? We know it's not real in our world, but it has endless possibilities when we use our imagination. The magic and fantasy genre has given us countless classics when it comes to the world of film and television, and one of the most notable mediums is none other than, you guessed it, anime! As a matter of fact, the Isekai genre has thrived when it comes to including magical powers and harems, so I figured I should give you guys a few suggestions on what to watch since summer is just around the corner. That's right, today we're going to be looking at the top 10 upcoming magic and fantasy anime of summer 2024. Number 10, Sengoku Yoko, Season 2. Kicking off today's list is a samurai anime that's gonna have you all hooked onto your screens as if you're watching Samurai Jack for the first time. Okay, that might have been a bit excessive, but this show does have some hype, so you should still give it a shot. What's it about though? Let's take a look at the synopsis for the official plot. Okay, let's see. Aspiring samurai Shinsuke Hyudo's world is turned upside down when he witnesses hermit Jinka Yamato and foxgirl Tama Yuko slay a brigand's lair in the blink of an eye. Tama happens to be a Katawara, a magically gifted species who can share her powers with Jinka through a special ritual. Together, they travel the world as vigilantes to stop evil beings, be they Katawara or human. As Shinsuke learns more about this new world, he discovers that monks perform inhumane research on spiritually gifted civilians in the hope of creating human and Katawara hybrids that can fight against monsters. Soon joined by Shakuyaku, who is a girl they managed to save from the monks' experiments, and some other allies as well, the group embarks on a quest to achieve their respective dreams. Yeah, this has conspiracy, action, and most importantly magic written all over it. The show began in January 2024, and you can catch it on Netflix or Amazon Prime depending on your location. So start noting down these names. Number 9, Failure Frame. I Became the Strongest and Annihilated Everything, Season 1 releasing soon. Yeah, this one's gonna be a blinder because you've got someone who's the underdog slowly realizing he's the main character of the story. Failure Frame seems to fit along the lines of revenge story because the hero Taka Mimori is seen as a useless character at first by his classmates and the goddess who summons him into a fantasy world. Basically, everyone gets overpowered skills, but Taka gets the raw end of the deal. Seeing him as a liability, the goddess decides to banish him into a dungeon where chances of survival are pretty much next to zero. However, it seems as though there's a lot more than meets the eye when it comes to Taka's powers. How do I know so much from just a trailer? Well, it's because I've read the manga, and trust me, this is some serious content that you're going to be dealing with. There are only 9 volumes as of now, but the series has become popular enough to get an English publication. The release date for Failure Frame is July 5th on Crunchyroll, so by the time this video's up, chances are that the show's already streaming. Number 8, Byebye Earth, Season 1 releasing soon. We live in a world of equals, so it's important to at least mention some female leads as well. This is where Byebye Earth comes into the equation. It follows the protagonist into a world where she's the only human. Yep, this is what the synopsis on Crunchyroll says. In a world of anthropomorphic animals, Belle Lablak was born as the only human being. Having no fangs, fur, or scales, she was called Faceless, and she lived a lonely life with no one else she could identify with. I want to be a part of the world. With such longing in her heart, she decides to set out on a journey to find her roots, carrying the Runding, a great sword as tall as she is. She doesn't know how many adversities await her along the way. It's definitely going to be cool to watch a show covering a character who doesn't belong there. What's more is the fact that what we consider to be normal is actually abnormal in this world. With the release date set at 12th July, I feel I'm definitely going to be hooked because beast people also means cute cat girls. Okay, those might be my intrusive thoughts taking over, but I'm sure you guys would agree. Number 7, A Nobody's Way Up to an Exploration Hero LV, Season 1 releasing soon. Meet Kaito Takagi, your typical high schooler with a low profile, but the only thing is that he's living in a magical version of our world. He spends his days exploring dungeons in Japan and hunting slimes for some extra cash. On the side, he quietly admires his childhood friend, who happens to be the popular girl in class. One day, a rare golden slime shows up, and after Kaito defeats it, he finds a super valuable item. It's basically a card that can summon entities, but they also happen to be mythical beings. Our hero decides to use it and summons a stunning warrior maiden. Now, Kaito has a chance to rise above his ordinary explorer life and also probably make his crush a bit jealous in the process. This is a typical case of harem anime coming to life, and all I want to know is how much Kaito is actually going to explore in this journey. Of course, this does look like a PG-13 show, so I shouldn't be expecting much, but hey, a man can hope, can't he? Number 6. I Parry Everything, Season 1 releasing soon. Alright, this one's going to be epic, because the hero is not a lanky, skinny teenager hoping to get lucky with some ladies. This time, he's a buff macho man who can very well be anime's Giga Chad. The synopsis reads, the Kingdom of Clay's faces a dire crisis. An assassination attempt has just been made on its own princess, Lindbergh, and its neighboring countries eye the aftermath like starving vultures plotting the kingdom's downfall. Having freshly arrived at the royal capital after over a decade of rigorous isolated training at his mountain home, our hero Noor is dead set on achieving his childhood dream of becoming an adventurer, even if the only skills he possesses are useless ones. Well, the catch is that he's super strong with his parry skills, but everyone knows that it takes a lot more than brute force to get things done. This is not Mashley now, is it? Number 5. Maogun Saikyu no Majutsu Sui Waning Data, Season 1 releasing soon. July sure has a lot of cool concepts coming to our streaming screens, and my top 5 kicks off with the strongest Michigan in the Demon Lord's army was a human. Yeah, this is the English translation of the Japanese title, so I'm obviously going to pronounce that. From what I've heard so far, our hero, Ike, uses a lot of his modern knowledge to mask the fact that he's a human hiding behind a hood and a mask. His powers very much warrant his position, but for how long will he be able to keep with this facade? I suppose that's going to be the thrill of this anime. Oh yeah, there's also a super cute human maid who develops feelings for Ike, so that'll be interesting to watch as well. Number 4. Storia, Wand and Sword, Season 1 releasing soon. July strikes again with a show that's way too on the nose with its depiction of magic. Our hero Will Surfort dreams of keeping his promise to a childhood friend by becoming a Magyavanda, which is essentially one of the mighty magicians who sit atop the wizard's tower. However, he is unable to cast even the simplest of spells, leaving him to fight dungeon monsters to earn credits at Regarded Magical Academy. As if that weren't enough, he finds himself putting his sword skills to the test against a bullying professor. Yup, it's another case of the underdog coming out on top eventually, so keep your eyes out for this one. After all, who doesn't like to watch the other guy win? I wonder if this will also try to go the Harry Potter route as Mashley did. Damn, that's twice I've mentioned the show and it's not even on this list. Number 3, Tower of God Season 2.
Whatever you desire, you will find it here. Welcome to the Tower of God.
We've now got a Korean manhwa adaptation, and that too at number 3. Sure, Solo Leveling has set the world on fire, but Tower of God actually had its first season in 2020, so it gets bragging rights in terms of seniority. Not only has the franchise received several game and merchandise adaptations, the anime did well enough to get renewed for a second season that's coming out in, you guessed it, July 2024. The show centers around a boy named 25th Bam. Okay, you should know that in Korea, Bam can mean knight or chestnut. Keeping this in mind, our hero has spent most of his life trapped beneath vast and mysterious tower with only his close friend Rachel to keep him company. When Rachel enters the tower, Bam is devastated. Somehow, Bam manages to open the door to the tower. Now he will go any distance to see Rachel again, even if it means losing his life. Luckily, when he enters the tower, he meets allies that will help him in his mission. I'm definitely rooting for this one because I liked Season 1 and you guys should also check it out before Season 2 releases. Yep, thank me later. Number 2, Yunyan Yongheng Season 3. The previous entry was Korean and this one's Chinese. Damn, I'm really doing well on diversity today. A Will Eternal is a great show powered by simple morals but also driven by captivating motivations. The story tells the tale of Bai Xiao Chun, who is an enduring but exacerbating young man. He's driven primarily by his fear of death and desire to live forever, but he also deeply values friendship and family. As a matter of fact, this love for those close to him often overpowers his cowardice, and it has led to some awesome scenes from the first 2 seasons of the show. Byebye is actually a very likable character from the get-go because you can see that he has his own struggles as a normal young boy, but he leaves all of that behind when he's confronted with situations that don't necessarily mean good news. I also like the lore of the magic cultivation being practiced in this world, and I have a feeling it'll be the same for you guys. A Will Eternal has a strong fan following, which explains why it's been renewed for a 3rd season, and I'd suggest you give it a watch before July hits us with yet another classic. Number 1, Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest Sequel Series. Fairy Tail is easily the most popular franchise I've mentioned on this list, with over 72 million manga copies in circulation worldwide. And not just that, the anime ran for a stunning 9 seasons, with Season 7 having 90 episodes and Season 9 having 51. The anime actually ended in 2019, but 100 Years Quest is the sequel series to it, so fans of the show can expect some much needed content coming their way in July. What's the show about though? In the enchanted kingdom of Fior, the lively Lucy Heartfilia has one wish: to join the renowned Fairy Tail, which is one of the many magical wizard guilds scattered around the continent. Luckily, a chance encounter with Natsu Dragneel, the salamander of Fairy Tail, whisks her into the legendary guild. There's comedy, adventure, fantasy, and a whole lot of magic, so prepare yourselves for an amazing story that's fleshed out in the best way possible. For those of you who haven't watched the show, I'd suggest you at least watch a recap or something before 100 Years Quest comes out. Like, share and subscribe if you liked this video, and let me know in the comments if you want me to cover any topic of your choice. Okay then, I'll see you in the next one.